Imagine being Iruma, a kid so unlucky, his parents basically looked at him and said, "Rent is due, Demon Craigslist is open, good luck, little bro." Then he gets dropped into Babyls like, "Congratulations, you are now enrolled in a school full of demons, monsters, magic, and students who look like they were born with a 401k in chaos." And somehow, out of all the wild characters around him, Asmodeus with the loyalty of a 5-star bodyguard, Clara with the energy of a toddler who ate fireworks, Ameri with presidential confidence, Calago with permanent HR complaint energy, and Sullivan acting like the proud grandpa who bought the whole school gift shop, Iruma is the one we relate to the most. Because Iruma walks in feeling like the weak one. And some of you click this video because you know that feeling too well. You expect to fail by default. You walk into rooms already apologizing in your head. You start goals with exit plans. You meet confident people and your brain goes, "Oh, they got the main character package. I must have selected background NPC during character creation." But Iruma teaches something real. A new identity is not built by one dramatic speech, one glow-up photo, or one motivational caption written over a gym selfie. Small wins rewrite identity. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I am going to show you 5 ways Iruma slowly earns confidence, skill, and status, and how you can use that same pattern to stop living like failure already filed the paperwork. This is Michael Yerby, your growth strategist, and you're locked in with From Anime to Action, the podcast where we watch the scenes, learn the lessons, and execute. And let me confess something real quick. I know what it feels like to enter a room and quietly wonder, do I belong here? Or did somebody make a clerical error? I have had moments where I looked confident on the outside, but inside I was doing Olympic-level emotional math, trying to figure out who already judged me, who was smarter than me, who was more polished than me, and who could expose me if I messed up. That is why Iruma hits. He is not just a cute underdog. He is the emotional receipt for every person who has ever survived life by adapting, smiling, dodging, pleasing, and hoping nobody noticed how scared they were. And while we are talking about building main character energy, when you need anime-inspired hip-hop that feels like ambition, pressure, story, and motion, tap into Rashad Oliver's music. The link is in the description below. Put that on when you are done letting your old identity bully you. Now let us keep it clean. Welcome to Demon School. Iruma-kun is funny, bright, ridiculous, and way deeper than people think. On the surface, Iruma is a human boy who gets thrown into the netherworld and has to survive in a demon school without exposing that he is human. That alone is stress. That is not first day of school anxiety. That is, if they find out, I might become lunch anxiety. But the real story is not only about hiding. The real story is about becoming. At first, Iruma survives by reacting. He dodges danger because life trained him to avoid pain. He says yes because he is afraid of disappointing people. He is kind because he has been used. He is adaptable because his childhood gave him no choice. And that is where a lot of insecure learners live. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. You are not weak by nature. You may be operating from survival settings that used to protect you, but now they are limiting you. Iruma does not become stronger because someone yells, "Believe in yourself," and the soundtrack starts paying rent. He becomes stronger because Babyls keeps putting him in situations where small wins stack up. Demon dodgeball, public pressure, royal one, student relationships, Bachiko's training, the harvest festival. Every win gives his nervous system new evidence. And evidence is what insecure people need most. Let us talk to the viewer who feels like the weak one. You may not say it out loud, but you feel it. You watch other people speak up and think they are built different. You see somebody post their wins and your chest gets tight, not because you hate them, but because their confidence reminds you of the version of yourself you keep delaying. So you start pre-losing. You do not apply because you assume they will say no. You do not post because you assume people will laugh. You do not start the course because you assume you will quit. You do not speak up in the meeting because you assume your voice will shake. You do not flirt, network, pitch, train, write, record, or build because your mind has already built a courtroom and convicted you of being weak. That is failure by default. And failure by default is nasty because it feels responsible. It sounds mature. It says, I am just being realistic. No, sometimes you are not being realistic. Sometimes you are being loyal to an old wound. That old identity tells you, stay small, stay agreeable, stay invisible, stay safe. But here is the truth. Safety without growth becomes a decorated cage. Iruma's old life taught him to survive. Babyls teaches him to participate. That is the shift. He goes from, please do not notice me, to, I have people I want to protect, goals I want to earn, and a place I want to belong. And that is your move too. Stop asking, am I naturally confident? Start asking, what proof can I build today that my old identity is outdated? Because confidence is not a mood. Confidence is a memory bank. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your brain deposits evidence. Every time you quit, hide, over-apologize, or self-sabotage, your brain deposits evidence too. The question is, which account are you funding? Here are 5 rules from Iruma for building a new identity. Rule 1. Stop confusing survival skills with your full identity. Iruma's ability to dodge is hilarious, but it is also sad when you really look at it. He became good at avoiding danger because danger kept finding him. Some of you are the same way. You are funny because you had to break tension. You are helpful because you did not want to be abandoned. You are quiet because being visible used to cost you peace. You were independent because trusting people got expensive. Respect those survival skills. They got you here, but do not worship them like they are the whole you. Your action is simple. Write 1 sentence today. This habit helped me survive, but now I need it to serve my growth. That sentence is not cute. That sentence is a key. Rule 2. Build proof so small, your excuses feel embarrassed. Iruma does not become respected overnight. He earns little moments. 1 dodge, 1 brave choice, 1 honest relationship, 1 training session, 1 moment where he does not run from the assignment life put in front of him. That is how identity changes. Not with huge declarations, with tiny receipts. If your weak self-image says, I never finish anything, finish 1 small thing today. Make the bed. Record the first 30 seconds, read 2 pages, send 1 message, walk 10 minutes, clean 1 corner, apply for 1 opportunity. Do not make it dramatic, make it done. Small wins are identity receipts. Keep enough receipts and the old story cannot keep lying with confidence. Rule 3, let the right people witness your effort. Look at Iruma's circle. Asmodeus believes in him loudly. Clara brings joy. Ameri challenges his view of ambition. Bachiko does not baby him. Sullivan supports him with grandpa-level chaos. Even Kalego, with that face that says he grades dreams with a red pen, becomes part of the pressure that shapes him. Your identity is not built around everybody's opinion. It is built around the right witnesses. Some people will only remember the old you because the old you made them comfortable. Let them keep that museum. You are not required to live as an exhibit in somebody else's outdated memory. Your action is this. Pick one person who sees your growth seriously and tell them what small win you are chasing this week. Not a giant speech, not a full TED Talk in the group chat, just one clear commitment. Rule 4. Train the skill that scares your old identity. Pachiko's training matters because Iruma cannot charm his way through everything. At some point, kindness needs skill. Potential needs reps. Good intentions need aim. Some of you are trying to build confidence without training the thing that would give you confidence. That is like pulling up to Babyls with no magic, no plan, no snacks, and just vibes. Vibes are not a strategy. Vibes will get you folded by a demon with perfect posture. What skill scares you because it would expose where you are still a beginner? Speaking, writing, selling, fitness, studying, budgeting, emotional honesty, leadership. Pick one and train it for 7 days. Not perfectly, consistently. Your old identity is afraid of skill because skill makes the lie weaker. The lie says you cannot. Practice says, actually, we have footage. Rule 5. Step into rooms that require the upgraded version of you. The Royal One moment is powerful because it is not just a room, it is a symbol. Iruma and the Misfit class move toward a space that demands more from them. The room does not make them worthy. It reveals whether they are willing to act like they belong to the future they keep talking about. You need a Royal One in your life. That might be a class, a gym, a podcast, a writing schedule, a leadership role, a budget plan, a therapy appointment, a content calendar, a business idea, or a hard conversation. Something that quietly says, old you cannot run this room. New you has to show up. Do not wait until you feel worthy to enter the room. Enter the room and let responsibility train your worthiness. And this is exactly why I wrote The Anime Mindset. Level up your life to navigate life's obstacles confidently and purposefully. Because anime is not just entertainment for me. It is a training mirror. The same way Iruma teaches us identity through small wins, other anime teach discipline, resilience, leadership, loyalty, healing, and purpose. If you are an anime fan who knows these stories hit deeper than people give them credit for, the book is built for you. It is not just a book, it is a call to action. The link is in the description below. Now I can already hear somebody saying, Michael, that sounds good, but what if I have been the weak one for years? Good. That means the old identity has a long paper trail. It does not mean the case is closed. Iruma does not erase his past. He transforms his relationship to it. He does not suddenly become some cold, arrogant demon lord wannabe who stops caring about people. That would be corny. That would be fake. That would be character development written by somebody who thinks confidence means being rude to waiters. Real confidence does not make you cruel. It makes you clear. This is important because a lot of people online sell identity change like you have to become toxic to stop being weak. They act like kindness is the problem. No, unprotected kindness is the problem. Directionless kindness is the problem. Kindness with no boundaries, no skill, no standards, and no self-respect will get dragged through the netherworld wearing church shoes. Iruma stays kind, but he becomes more intentional. He learns who he is protecting. He learns what he wants. He learns how to stand inside pressure without letting pressure write his name tag. That is the goal. You do not need to become mean. You need to become proven. You do not need to become loud. You need to become consistent. You do not need to become somebody else. You need to stop letting the most wounded version of you manage the whole operation. Because let us be honest, some of you are still letting the version of you who got embarrassed in school, rejected in a relationship, overlooked at work, laughed at online, broke financially, or ignored by family make executive decisions over your future. That version deserves compassion, but not command. There is a difference between listening to your pain and letting your pain drive the car with no license, no insurance, and anime opening music blasting at a legal volume. Iruma's story reminds us that identity is not a fixed label. It is a trained pattern. You become what you repeatedly prove. And proof does not have to be loud. It just has to be real. So let us bring it home. If you feel like the weak one, do not start by pretending you are fearless. Start by building proof. Stop confusing survival skills with your full identity. Build proof so small your excuses feel embarrassed. Let the right people witness your effort. Train the skill that scares your old identity. Step into rooms that require the upgraded version of you. That is the Iruma method. He did not walk into Babyls as the strongest. He walked in scared, underqualified, overwhelmed, and carrying a secret that could ruin him. But small wins started rewriting the story. Relationships rewrote the story. Training rewrote the story. Responsibility rewrote the story. Every moment of proof told his old identity, you are not the whole truth anymore. And that is what I want for you. Not fake confidence, not internet arrogance, not some personality costume you put on because a podcast told you to become a savage. I want you to build a quiet, undeniable file of proof. The next time your brain says, I always fail, I want you to be able to say, not lately. The next time your old identity says you are weak, I want you to say, outdated information. The next time fear says you do not belong in this room, I want you to say, I am not here because I feel ready. I am here because I am becoming the person this room requires. Before you leave, take the character discipline score. Stop blaming motivation and find out which discipline problem is actually holding you back. Chaos, distraction, impatience, age panic, false urgency, or weak self-image. It takes 2 minutes and it gives you the call out and the next move. No fluff, just clarity. The link is in the description below. This also marks the end of the What This Character Teaches About Discipline series. So go grab the free material I provided, check out the Anime Mindset book, run up some anime-inspired music if you like the vibe, and hit me up if this helped you. There is also a premium version with deeper talks, more interactive work, and a stronger path to work with me if you found this useful and want to apply it to real areas of your life. You have been amazing so far. Now keep the train moving. The next series coming up is called The Real Reason You Feel Stuck, and we are going to keep building growth for yourself, one scene, one lesson, and one execution at a time. Now go get one small win today, not tomorrow, today. Your old identity has talked enough.